Hey, hi all. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are uh, going to look into actually the inheritance of classes using interfaces. So how a class can inherit the interface. Okay, so there are uh, you know types of interfaces supported are single inheritance, multiple inheritance, and multi-level inheritance as well. So over here we can make use of two types of inheritance, that is single inheritance and multiple inheritance. So multiple inheritance is not supported in the classes, right? But it actually supported using into the interfaces. Hey, hi all, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to learn interface inheritance, how a class can inherit a particular interface, right? And there are two types of inheritance. The first is single inheritance and the second one is multiple inheritance. As you have learned in last video, the classes are not able to inherit using multiple classes, but they can able to inherit the multi-level, right? But in case of interfaces we cannot use multi-level inheritance, but we can use the multiple inheritance, right? So let's understand all of those. So I am actually writing down one interface that is called person, right? So which has two properties: name of type string, and the other one is let's say job as a string and age as a number, right? So these three properties I have added. And let me add one another interface car, which has cname as a string and wheel as a number property, right? So we have these two interfaces created. Now I need to you know uh, inherit the first one, right? So let's say class kind. Okay, right? So this is the class. Write down the constructor as well. So this is the constructor. So now what I'm doing, I am I want to inherit this person interface into this class. So I need to write down implements keyword. Okay, implements person. So as soon as I wrote down the implements keyword and after that interface name, it is giving me error that there are some properties missing from the type person, name, job, and age, which I need to implement. Okay, so it is enforcing me to implement those properties or methods. So let's write down a method as well over here. uh, Get person name, it could be a method type, and return type could be string, right? And over here as well, let's write down a method get car name. This is a property which is a type of method, right? Sorry, the string. So this is a property which is a type of method over here and which returns the string, and this is also property which is a type of method. So these all things actually I have taken into the interface video. You can go and watch that video, so you will understand the interfaces in deep and properly. So now let me uh, implement those properties. So the person name, so we have a name string, then we have job as a string, then we have age as a string, and then we'll have a get person name, right, as a method, and which is actually returning a method. So we can implement that method over here. So this method returns me string. So from here, what I can do, I just need to return this dot name plus some space, and then again plus this dot maybe job, right? So these two are string properties. So I'm returning this. So what I did over here, let's understand, right? So first I wrote down a interface which has these three properties and one method definition. Then I have, inherited that interface into a kind class, and then to inherit the interfaces, I am using implements keyword. But in the last video, in the class inheritance, we used extends keyword, right? Why extends and why implements? Because implements refers to the class and properties which we needs to implement if we are inheriting from the interface, because interface has only definitions, it doesn't have any kind of implementation. So that's the reason, if we are inheriting from any kind of interface, we need to implement all of these properties and methods. But in case of class has already some of the properties or method implemented over there, so we just need to extend that class, right? Extend to certain extent. So kind of that, so we just need to extend that class, we don't need to implement again and again the same properties, right? So that's the reason we use extend keyword over there in case of class inheritance, right? So now this is how it is. So let's create a variable of kind is equal to new kind, right? It doesn't have any properties. Let's say we already instantiated this with the some default values. So we are not instantiating it using constructor, we are instantiating it, or maybe we are initializing those variables at the same time of implementation, how like at the same time of implementing those properties from the constructor itself. Now we can make use of this variable console.log kind dot, you see we are able to access all those properties and methods which the kind class has been implemented. Okay, it has implemented. So let's say it has implemented age, it has implemented the name property, and then it has implemented the method as well, that is nothing but get person name, right? So let's say tsc index.ts, I am transpiling that file, then again I am running that file index.js file. You can see 30 test and test sc, right? Because the person name is returning me name and job, so the job value is nothing but an sc, software engineer, right? Now this is a single inheritance, right? So as I told you, in the start, it supports multiple inheritance, right? The multiple inheritance is not supported in the case of classes, but it is supported in the case of interfaces. So let's implement or the inherit this class as well. So we just need to give comma and the another interface name. Okay, so now again I got an error that it is missing properties from type car, cname and civil, which we need to implement, right? So now I'm pressing control space cname, control space wheel, and control space car name, right? So this car name we need to implement get car name, right? And then the return type of this car name is nothing but a string, right? And then we need to implement this car. Let's say return this dot car name, right? So this is how we can implement. The car name could be anything like Tata Indica, right? So let me call that method as well. I am calling get car name, which we are newly implemented while implementing the car interface, right? Let me transpile this file again using TypeScript transpiler or the compiler. Let's run it using node. You can see the Tata Indica has been printed over here, right? Using this method. So this is how, friends, you can, uh, you know, write down the interfaces for only, having definitions. It can be anything, right? It can be definition for members. It can be definition for, uh, methods as well, right? But if we are, inheriting particular interface into a class, then it is the responsibility of that class to implement whatever that particular interface has, right? So that is what we did. Actually, we have already implemented whatever properties these two interfaces has and whatever methods these two interfaces has. We already implemented that, and using the instance of this class, we can access whatever properties the class has, or the what whatever properties it has implemented from the interfaces, right? So this is how it works, and this is it, guys. I hope you like the video. If you like it, so then hit like on the video, share it with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon. Thanks all, guys. Let's meet in next video.